two most contrasting models of inclusion of civil society into the European negotiation is our Montenegrin and Serbian model. The Montenegrin model means direct participation of the civil societies in the working groups, in the negotiation groups, which means that people are selected by the government from the civil society to join them and to work with them on the negotiation process. This offers the opportunity for the civil society to participate directly in the process, but on the other hand, it limits their ability to criticize if the government makes some mistakes, because people who are in the process then kind of lose their legibility to create, because they are also part of the process. And also this raises the questions of resources, because if someone is in the working group of the government and it's paid by the civil society organization, so the civil society will be paying for a person who is not working for the organization but working for the government. And in the long run, it's not really sustainable, because there will be periods of time when the working group really has to do a lot of work, and that person will be not in the organization but working for the government. The other model, the Serbian model with the national convention, it's they have a national convention of more than 700 CSOs that's monitoring the process and giving and are consultant for every negotiating position. That's done through the government. So through the parliament. So when the government needs to adapt a negotiating position, they will consult the National Convention, and the National Convention will give their opinion on the position that the government will accept. It's important to include everyone in the negotiation process, not only the civil society, but also the trade unions, the chambers of commerce, the journalists, and the whole society needs to be included in the process, because the whole society enters the EU, not just the government, not just the civil society, because everyone needs to get ready and everyone needs to contribute as much as they can. So the process needs to be inclusive. It needs to hear for everyone's opinion in order to be successful. Because if something is done only by the government without consulting anyone, then there is no really guarantee that the society will accept it as it is. But if the process is inclusive, if everyone is included, civil society as a representative of the people, as opposed to the government, it's really important. But also, like I said, not only the civil society, everyone needs to be included in the process. The Montenegrin model works for them, but it's not also replicable for everyone, because the draft model that Macedonia has is a combination of both the Montenegrin and the Serbian model of direct participation and monitoring. The important aspects are how are the organizations who will be included in the process chosen, if it's done transparently with an open calls where everyone can participate, or if it's just appointed by the government and that will be organizations who are close to the government and they will not really represent the civil society. So that's one of the issues. And if we go for direct participations, we need to be more inclusive for every civil society organizations to have an opportunity to contribute. That also means creating a national register of civil society organizations where we will see how many civil society organizations we have, what do they work on, what do they have expertise on, so that the right people and the right organizations are included in the right working groups. And also the monitoring part is really important, because the civil society should serve as a watchdog to the government, to criticize when it needs to be criticized, to make suggestions for improving their work. So if they're only included in the working groups, then they will lose that big part of their job. If the civil society can choose who will participate directly in the process, then they will be representing the whole of the civil society, and then the others can be more open to monitor and to criticize if needed. And if it's made like that, like if the whole civil society works together, then if the government is not listening to their suggestions, they can just back out and continue with just the monitor.